Make your driver your favorite club in the bag. Golfers, no more excuses. This driver is the easiest club in the bag, provided it does fit you. Today, we're going to learn how to make it your favorite club in your bag. So let's get after it. To hit the driver super well, the fact is you have got to get this golf club from this view coming to the inside of that golf ball. And I'd almost like to tell you, I hardly even care what you do to do it. Your 7-iron, maybe 6-iron, not 5-iron, not 4-iron. Anything below a 7-iron, you can get very vertical with the shaft. Okay? Too much Ferris wheel, not enough merry-go-round. And get away with it because of the loft of the golf club helps mask your imperfections in your swing. With a driver, if you don't get this sucker swinging around you, okay, I want you to think about this. The golf club is just revolving around your shirt buttons at about a 45-degree angle. There it is. There's my 45-degree angle. Remember with the math, right? Close enough. Close enough for jazz. And I want to swing it on that angle. Now, if you can do this with one hand, as I'm doing, can you do it even more flat? If you can do this and get it even more flat, you can do this. If when you're doing this, your shoulder is some kind of stuck, I'm going to ask you to start getting your Forever Golf swing trainer out and start doing some rotational exercises for that trail right shoulder if you're right-handed. See that? That will help a bunch because we got to loosen that sucker up. Okay? You're going to hold down on the end of it. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Get that going that way. So that's number one, is getting this arm to want to go this way and that way. Maybe palm up. At least get to shake hands. Palm up, shake hands with the target. Palm up, shake hands with the target. Okay? I'm here. There's my palms up to the sky. Shake hands with the target. There we go. Now, how is it that we get this so wrong with this super easy club? Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming at you now. The first thing that you do that kills you with this golf club is you rotate the face too open. And folks, I see all kinds of horrible results. You go back and you attempt to set the wrists, and what you do is you extend this wrist and open the face wide up. Well, that'll be the end of you. You can't let that happen. When you go back, you've got to keep the face looking at the golf ball as long as you can. There it is. And then don't go palm up till the palm gets to the ceiling. This way, what folks are doing is they're going palm up immediately. Oh gosh, I can see, if I can read my palm, I got a problem. So you want to keep the palm down, then away, then up toward the ceiling. That's huge, huge. Can't live without it. Next thing I would say is this. Folks are trying to hit the ball. Folks, don't try to hit the ball. Try to hit the runway. That's a good way of looking at it. So I brought out my little swing arc from my boy Ramon. And this is for the downswing, folks. And this is a reminder of, okay, listen, if I can get this airplane on the runway, I'm going to be okay. Do you like how I rhymed that whole thing? So what happens is people go back and the eyes get wide and they go at the ball. This at the ball creates a spin out of the upper body. There, I'm hitting down and across the ball to the left. Should I show you one of those? This makes me want to puke. We go back, and we go here and down and across. Oh, baby, look at that thing. Woohoo! It didn't even get it, was so bad. I swung 8 degrees down and 6 degrees to the left. That is offensively bad, and the ball can't get airborne. That's the spin out. No, folks, you do not leave this club at the top and turn and get open. No, you don't. That is a fix for someone who's already got way too much inside and turns way too late. Not for a person who doesn't have enough inside. So if you need to stop the path going 8 degrees out to the right, then you would hold it up a little longer and turn. Sometimes, by the way, people who have way too much path from the inside actually do that because their face is too closed, because they have a really bad grip. They do something really cool on the way back and shut the face like this at the top. And then you will positively have to come from the inside very far just to play the game. That is very, very rare. Most of the time, it's the other case. Open, spin, down and across. What a disaster for a golf ball. And the thing is, the driver is built the most not to work with that club delivery. So instead, we're going to use this, well, you know what we call, right? The path of righteousness. In the event, you can see that, right? You can see that okay. We have this path of righteousness. And what we want to do is go, okay, Dunigan, just stop hitting the ball for a second. Let's see. If I take it back, and don't take it back inside it, or don't take it back anywhere. Just pretty much keep your palm down, palm away, palm up. Then come inside that. Oh, I saw it. There we go. There's the palm, and there's the path. I got the palm, I got the path. Okay? Fair enough? That's pretty cool. I got the palm, I got the path. Now, you're going to have to go with two things. Get one key for the backswing, one key for the downswing, most likely. Now, the palm away is taking care of club face. Of course, you could still do something goofy on the way through the golf ball, like bend your elbows and that kind of crap, which I don't know why you would do that, but people do it anyway. Okay, down, away, to the ceiling. Get that palm working. That's your club face. Club face. There we go. Then, club path. This, then that. We go back. This, oh, beautiful. Now that, Dunigan. Now this, now that. Right? Now, what you guys do to yourself is you might even, because I heard it yesterday from a student. Well, I do that on my practice swing, and then I just hit the ball on the real swing. I go, well, there you go. Right? So you know what you're supposed to do. You put the little piece of plastic in the way, the white ball or yellow, and lose your mind completely. That's why you can't execute. Right? Furthermore, the idea for you is to get it right in advance. Meaning, is that and that going to do it? Is that and that going to do it? You have to test that hypothesis. If you don't actively do that, it's not think, it's take the dang thing and do this, then that. If you don't do it, how do you test your hypothesis? How do you know that, oh my goodness, wait a second. Are you telling me, Dunigan, that if I do this and that, I'm going to be okay? And then you get to the first tee, you go, okay, look it. Yes, please God, let me get off the first tee and not embarrass myself. Okay, now what are you going to have to do? Okay, now you know in advance, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like my drive depends on it. Oh, right, because it does. Now, here's what happens, though. Here's what happens. We lose our mind, right? You can't test your hypothesis. Now you need to go, oh, crap, 4 right, out of bounds, and then get it right on the second ball. That's a certain level of golf learning where you can correct the previous shot. But the real thing is to get it right the first time. The realer thing is to go, this in advance is going to work. So my practices said, Dunigan, you know what? You drive it pretty good as long as you do this and this. I will tell you this, folks. I have this feeling of that club face being twisted just a certain way. That's your right palm, but you can use the back of your left hand. Where do you point that glove logo? Down. Stop doing that. Stop pointing that thing up early. It's down and away. There's the away. Then up to the sky. It's the exact opposite of this one, or you could call it the exact same. Here we go. All right, Dunigan, here we go. I'm going to move that a little bit. It's almost in the way. And it's just a little baby arc. All right. Okay. Boy, that's going to be pretty good. Look at that thing go. Now, we got a really interesting case. That ball says, hey, Dunigan, do a lot more of that. It might not have gone high enough for me, so I lost a lot of yardage. It was real low, but I might have hit that one low on the face. That's when you do this. This and Gold Bond. These are the ones. Don't go paying $20 for this stuff. It's $6. Okay? If you're not using it, you may have lost your mind. You can't feel well enough where you're hitting it on the face. Now, this time here, I'm going to show you staying turned the longest and swinging the most. Now, this path might not even get caught by the TrackMan because it's going to be wicked inside out, but it's just a proof. All right, there's my path of righteousness. In fact, believe it or not, you can hit this golf ball without looking at the ball because guess what? Especially if I had both of these out, but I don't. If I just kept that ball on that road, what's good in the way? Oh my goodness, it's lined up for the golf ball. Okay? Believe it or not, as long as you swing the club around your shirt buttons, not with your shirt buttons, but around your shirt buttons, that means you kept your height correct, the height of the swing circle that goes around your whole body. Right, there's the swing circle. As long as you do that and get on the road, can't miss. All right, here we go. Back here, Dunigan, back here. All right, so we're going to go back the most, the exact opposite of that horrific over-the-top swing I showed you. Turn it back. Okay, here we go. I got it now. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to hover so that I don't hit this on the way back. Okay, now that swing is going to end up being slower. I got my club path 11.8 degrees from the inside, which is actually almost as bad as the 6 degrees left and 9 degrees down. But it's not, because what I did was I just went the entire opposite way. Isn't that handy and dandy? Right? Sometimes you're going to need to have to grossly exaggerate. Quick peek at that swing. So here's the old coachie taking her back. There's a decent turn from an old guy. Okay, there we go. Now, you'll see the arms and hands. Look at that glove hand move downward. And not very fast turning with the upper body or the lower body. And all this is more inside to out. Right? The old keep your shoulders to the target. Right over the path of righteousness, boink. Isn't that fun? Just most inside out. Look how calm the body stays. I'm just swinging it around my shirt buttons, folks. Right, it's going to feel a lot worse than it looks. Ooh, did you see that smash factor? 1.5. I hit it dead nuts. So what's the difference between an iron and a driver? Not very much. It's mainly at the setup, folks. Now, I do want to be able to hit up on the driver. Every degree down you hit, you're giving up 5 yards about of total distance. That's no bueno. So I want to hit up. Wait a minute. That's not going to cut it for this iron. I wouldn't even hit up if it was on a tee. On a par 3, I'd still have that same downward because I've got to get the low point of the swing on this side of the golf ball. I don't have to take huge divots. By the way, I take horrible divots. I basically erase the top layer so the divots are super thin. I don't want to hit down too much. And the setup is really controlling that. So if I look at this driver, okay, I am set up wide stance, so I'm shoulder width apart. The ball is what we call here wicked far forward in the stance to help me hit up. I'm tilted back a bit. There's my driver setup. Okay, now that's going to create a little different look at the end of the backswing because I'll have maybe a little bit more spine lean. No, I won't. I've set it up there, and I want to turn around it anyways. Everything's going around my shirt buttons. Deal? Now, when I get to this guy over here, the stance gets underneath the shoulders. I like to get those heels under my hip bones Okay? And now, wait a minute. I want to set up for hitting down on it so I get rid of the spine tilt. Did you see that? That's a big deal. Driver, wider, tilt. Hey, careful of putting your hands way out in front with the driver. I have caught a couple students doing this. They get set, right? Then they put their hands way out in front and then take their grip. And now their grip is, look at that. That thing is going left of the entire universe. So get yourself set first. Let the butt of the club point basically back at your zipper with your driver. So you have to watch out for putting that club face weird or trying to set up with the hands too far forward. That's just no good. And that's easy to do, believe it or not, when you're trying to get the ball forward. People do this to me, and they open the shoulders to get the club here. I want you to sit square still. Now, I'm switch that same dude, iron, narrow the stance so the ball is just inside the left heel by at least a ball. Do you see that? Or more. You could play it more in the middle. And then I'm going to go with no spine tilt this way. Okay, and the only thing I might ever do differently with the iron, if necessary, is to make sure that I do get my shirt buttons in front of the ball on the way down, because every once in a while I'll hit one a little chunky because I hit it a little bit more like my driver where I don't have as much shift. Make sense? So we go here. Okay, no big deal. Versus here. Different setup. Same guy, same bat time, same bat channel. Ooh, cool. So there you go, folks. That's about the only difference between the setups. Now, I got to tell you what, right here, I will even make, usually I'll even get my shirt buttons a little bit more in front of that golf ball. I've got a little bit more tilt than I would normally do. This is one of the things I've been kind of struggling with. I get that ball a little bit too far forward, and I will hit a little chunky one, so I got to keep checking on that. Faux show, which I'll do. If you were to look at the swings, boy, they don't look that much different, though. Let's do one at a time. Here comes the iron. Here comes the driver. Even the rhythm looks terribly similar, doesn't it? Very interesting. With the forgiveness of that driver, and by the way, just so that you know, I'm using a 9-degree driver turned up to 11 to get my ball to go high enough. Now I got to make sure I'm hitting it up center of the face or one dimple higher than dead center from the vertical, and that ball will just go. It's really cool. I would say that most people are using drivers that are outdated, and the driver has gotten to be so good now that it really is the easiest club in the bag to hit. And you can actually adjust the drivers to help you, which is really good. That said, if you're doing the spin out, down and across the ball, fix that stuff. You can do it, but you may have to slow your butt down for a little bit. Right? That said, look at that driver head is big. There's no requirement for low point control, right? It's easier to hit. You can do it. I know you can. Get after it.